Previously on Command Modern Air Naval Operations.
The Moroccans didn't have very good air-to-air weapons during Canary's Cage, and our AMRAAMs were quite vital during this. Okay, so we're gonna have to mess around with sparrows. Fun. And get these guys with low-drag general purpose bombs on to dive bomb like it's 1945.
Greetings, folks, and welcome to Command Modern Operations. I'm Ebereg, and this is the Green Tide scenario. Again, so basically, the Green Tide scenario has been updated from Command Modern Air Naval Operations, which is why I'm doing a new video on it now. So, basically, Spain and Morocco are getting into a bit of a spat over who owns some oil platforms, so let's get into the briefing. Past 6 months, Morocco has been suffering internal political strife, unpopular government, corruption scandal. They're diverting attention away from internal issues to seize a valuable natural resource, claimed to the Orta field and associated platforms, declaring an exclusion zones around the platforms, and mobilizing naval forces. Preparations have been implemented over the past week to secure and protect the platforms, and our envoy to the UN has just made an announcement of our intention to reclaim the platforms and vigorously defend them if need be. Moroccan Navy and Air Force have been mobilizing for several weeks and are at a high level of readiness. Number of frigates and patrol boats in the AO, significant air presence. Moroccans have previously stated that they would rather destroy the platforms than see them return to Spanish control. Intelligence suggests this threat is serious, and the Moroccans may already have a plan in place to destroy the platforms once we recapture them. Frustratingly, France appears to be sympathetic to the Moroccan narrative and is suspected that the French are providing ISAR support. However, this is very difficult to prove. So, surface, air, submarine, don't really care. Friendly forces, again, don't care. So mission, seize and hold the oil platforms in the Orta field. Execution, secure the oil platforms by landing special operations forces and RHIBs, are carried on surface vessels as well as the Tramontana, and a C-130 at Gran Canaria Airport. Protect the platforms from harm once captured, attract Moroccan forces if necessary to deter counterattack. Under no circumstances are you authorized to attack Moroccan forces on mainland Morocco or within their 12 nautical mile territorial waters. Be certain of your target. There is significant civilian traffic in the area, as well as likely observers from other interested militaries, and minimize friendly casualties. As mentioned above, RHIBs can be deployed from a surface submarine or a low-flying C-130 using a special action. Approach to within 1 nautical mile of a platform with an RHIB to secure it. Let's do this. So, one of the things that is very different is air-to-air weapons. I have AMRAAMs instead of Sparrows this time around, but they're only B model AMRAAMs. The Moroccans have C model AMRAAMs, which have a longer range, so I can't really hope to meet them in air-to-air combat. But I do still have some decent SAMs, so let's set up an area here. Add new mission, call it Maritime Surveillance. It's a support mission, and we're going to add both of our P3 Orions to it, as well as make sure the radar is active. So, let's bring the Blastilezo over here, the Canarius over here, the Relampago over here, and the Meteoro over here. And actually, let's skip them to do it at flank speed, so they make the rendezvous as quickly as possible. And let's bring the Tramontana over here. Cruise periscope depth. Its radars are indeed off, and we're going to tell it not to dive on threat. So let's unpause time and see what happens. Goblin detected by the Tramontana. Not much use worrying about it. Let's actually bring the Tramontana over here. Okay, so let's bring the Tramontana over here to intercept this guy. 15 knots, Tramontana's going 9 knots. Actually, let's get the Tramontana to go at flank speed since I'm going to need to make the rendezvous very quickly. Yes, that is draining its battery, but we can fix that later. Wait, that's the Tramontana underwater. $20 knots. Okay. Let's get it to go to just under the layer. Get it to go at flank speed. Okay, so let's get the Tramontana back to creep speed, go to shallow depth. That goblin is awfully close. And it just got ID'd as a biologic. Okay, so let's go to Lanzarote and launch both of our Hornets there so we can shoot down this helicopter. Okay, so let's get these guys down to minimum altitude. And bring them over here. Okay, so the Moroccans are telling me to buzz off, as if. So let's mark this helicopter as hostile and get these guys up to 200 feet above sea level. And they're firing. Okay, so these guys are done. Let's get them back to base at minimum altitude. And I think it's high time we fire on this guy. Okay, so now that guy's dead. Let's bring this torpedo over here and bring the Tramontana over here, then here. Periscope depth, cruise. Okay, let's tell the Blastalezo to fire on this frigate with 2 harpoons. And we took it out. Nice. Okay, so let's go to the Canarias, tell it to launch a Seahawk armed with penguins. And bring it over here to take out this guy. I know he's hostile, and I am going to confirm it before I attack. So let's bring this helicopter over here. Okay, so now I've confirmed that that guy is hostile. I think oh yeah, I can fire on him. So let's do so. And bammo, that guy's taken out. Okay, so that helicopter is getting armed as reserve. Let's arm it with Hellfires instead. And let's bring these 3 ships into a group. Now, I know I'm holding off on them for a while. That's just to make sure I can take out all resistance before going in. Because as soon as I go in, the Moroccans are going to start bombing the oil platforms. We want to take out their capability to do so. Okay, so we're getting attacked by mirages. I don't think that's going to go very well for them. We're also getting attacked by these frigates. Okay, okay. You should be able to handle this. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that went pretty well, considering. And more mirages coming in. Man, SM2s are pretty good. For semi-active radar homing missiles. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's get this guy away from here at military power. Okay. That could have gone considerably better, but it also could have gone considerably worse. Actually, let's attack this guy with harpoons. Okay, this Mirage is heading off to engage these harpoons. I don't think it's going to get there in time. Okay, so all the harpoons were shot down. No surprise, really. And this Mirage is getting engaged. Okay, so, yeah. Let's just move on forward. Actually, let's go Group 589 to move here, then here at 19 knots. And it turns out that the Moroccans are too pussy to continue. So, yay. That was Green Tide. I gotta be honest, I'm not quite sure I like what they've done with this scenario. I mean, they tried to make it harder, but they instead made it easier. I mean, the original scenario was challenging enough. But now it's just... I mean, what is this? But... I mean, to each his own, I guess. So, yeah. That's that. This is Ebereg, signing off.